Hey everybody, we are back once again looking at some more word problems. I want to spend a few minutes right here talking about something in 9.8 called the comparison word problem. Okay? With a comparison word problem, essentially what happens is we give you one value as it compares to another value. We give you a reference point of an unknown that we'll call x, and then we compare another value to that, and you have to write it in terms of x. So just for example, let's don't worry about this problem just yet. Let me just give you this quick example right up under here that you can catch hold of. Suppose I said that I have cats and dogs, okay? And suppose I said I have 5 more cats than I have dogs. 5 more cats than I have dogs. So I have cats and I have dogs. Now I just said I have 5 more cats than I do dogs. Which one of those did I tell you the least information about? Did I tell you more about how many cats I have or more about how many dogs I have? Remember I said I have 5 more cats than dogs. Alright? I told you something about the cats, didn't I? I didn't tell you anything at all about the dogs. Alright? So the dogs here are the total unknown. They're the x. I don't know how many dogs I have. Okay? So, and I have no idea. There's no number really associated with the dogs at all. Alright? So dogs would be the unknown, the thing I know the least about. And cats, well, I have 5 more cats than dogs. So ever how many dogs I have, x, I have 5 more cats than I do dogs. Okay, so there's an example of that comparison. We set the reference based on the number that we know the least about, the dogs. Okay, and we said we have 5 more cats than ever how many dogs I have. According to this, if I have 2 dogs, that means I have 2 plus 5 or 7 cats. If I have 8 dogs, oh my goodness, that's a lot of dogs. But if I have 8 dogs, that means I would have 8 plus 5 or 13 cats. I think I might need to visit the animal shelter here. Anyway, no, I do not have lots of cats and dogs. But anyway, you get the idea of how that comparison works. Now let's take that to a problem here and see how it works here. Alright, so State University, the total for tuition, room, and board at State University is $3,023. That's the total. Tuition is $805 more than the room and board. Tuition is $805 more than the room and board. How much is the tuition? So what we have, guys, is we have 2 things here. We have the tuition and we have the room and board. Now, the one we know the least about here, we know something about the tuition. We know that it's $805 more than the room and board. We really don't know anything about how much room and board is. How about we call room and board X? Room and board is just simply X number of dollars. Well, whatever the room and board is, the tuition is going to be that much plus $805 more. So whatever room and board is, tuition is $805 more than the room and board. Okay? Now, here's the deal. If you take the tuition and you add it to the room and board, if you take these 2 things and add them together, the total for all of that together is $3,023, 3023. Now guys, what we can do is we can take this algebraic expression right here and we can, or these 2 algebraic expressions, and we can combine those. We can add those up. X and X is, of course, 2x plus 805. 2x plus 805. So now what we've done is we've generated this nice equation of 2x plus 805 equals 3023. And remember, the x stands for the room and board. So let's kind of carry through with this. Let's solve this equation for x and see what we get. So what we're going to do first is transpose the 805 over, and we'll get 2x equals 3023 minus 805. Oh, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to use my handy dandy super duper calculator and do 3023. Oh, let's try that again. 30. Oh, no. We're going to hit these buttons right in a minute. 3023 minus 805 equals 2218. So I'm getting 2x equal 2218. All right, so now what I want to do is simply divide by 2 here, divide by 2 here, and I'm going to get x, I'll put it over here, equals, I'm going to say that's 1109. 1109. So my room and board is 1109. But now what did the question ask? Remember our critical thinking? The question, remember, asked, how much is the tuition? So what if we take the 1109 and add 805 to it? Wouldn't that give us the tuition? Let's do that in our handy dandy calculator. So we're going to go 1109 plus 8. Oh, let's try this again. 1109 plus 805 equals 1914 equals 1914. Okay? So my tuition is 1914. And I think what you'll find, guys, is if you take what the tuition is, 1914, and you add it to what the room and board is, 1109, that you'll get that total of $3,023 as a proof for what we did. Okay? So, again, what we want to do is take what we know least about, let that be x, take whatever else they're asking us about and reference that back to x to write it in terms of x. Find out what the total of the things that we're talking about would be together, 3,023 in this case. Add these up, solve, boom, we got it. Promise you, this question is a classic. It'll appear on your homework and some quizzes and many places, and it's just a classic that I think you'll find to be helpful for you. I want to do one other kind of a classic one that may very well pop up in the work that you have to do. Okay, so this problem. Let's suppose we have a piece of wire, okay, or a rope. A rope is cut into 2 pieces, okay? The longer piece I got one added little piece here. I'm going to say a 25-foot rope. Okay, let's do that. A 25-foot rope is cut into 2 pieces. The longer piece is, I'm going to say 7 feet longer than the shorter. How long are the pieces? Okay, very similar to what we did a minute ago, but this time we're going to take a rope and cut it into 2 pieces. Our rope is 25 feet long, cutting it into 2 pieces, a longer piece and a shorter piece. We didn't cut it exactly half in 2. The longer piece is 7 foot longer than the shorter piece. How long are the pieces? Let's start this out by identifying that we have a longer and a shorter. And if you were to take the longer and the shorter and add those together, you would have 25 feet of road. 25 feet of road. Now from there, let's take a look and say, I wonder which piece I know more about and which I know less about. Well, it says the longer is 7 foot longer than the shorter. I think I know more about the longer and less about the shorter. In fact, I don't think I know anything about the shorter piece, so the one I know the least about I'll call X. Now the longer piece is going to be 7 feet longer, so how about X plus 7? All right, so the two pieces together would be 2X plus 7. Now we have our equation. 2X plus 7 equals 25. Let's transpose the 7. We'll get 2X equals 25 minus 7. 2X equal 18. Got it. 18. So divide by 2. Divide by 2. So X equal 9 feet. So the shorter piece of rope is 9 feet. And so the longer piece now, because we want to know how long each piece is, the longer piece would be 9 feet plus 7 feet equals 16 feet. And if we check that, 16 feet and 9 feet is 25 feet. Guys, I hope that's helpful to you in doing some of these comparison problems that show up in 9.8. It's a good connection on up into mixture problems that you'll get up into Math 101 and 102 and some of those other word problems there. I want to recommend this format to you here too, where we stack this up, the one item, the other item on top of one another here, adding those and getting the algebraic sum, and then of course having the total amount already there and working right on down. I think that's a nice format for having this work out. Guys, I think that's going to take care of it for Chapter 9. I'm excited to have been able to work with you on that. Next time we get together and talk, we'll be talking about more algebra, but we'll be in Chapter 11 with graphing. So I will see you then, and we will plot, get it? Plot along together. That's a graphing term, by the way. Ooh, 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 ooh. Bye.